everyone. I'm Deborah and welcome to PremierSenegal. So I've been talking about my planned relocation to Senegal. And I just wanted to say that it was about a month ago that this seed was planted in my head and truly in my heart. You know, the notion that I could someday pack up my things and move to Africa, more specifically to Senegal. Just a year ago, a concept like this would have been nothing more than a fleeting thought. But today, it's a seed that's germinating. People often get epiphanies, signaling the end to a long search for the missing piece of a puzzle. I haven't had a lot of epiphanies in my life, but I have to tell you, this thought of moving to Africa, to Senegal, it caused my body to shift. I began to realize, wow, how lucky we are as African Americans. Yeah, I think we're lucky because there's so much turmoil going on in our country right now, racial strife, police brutality, and yet we have a place to escape to. We don't really have to continue to put up with the put downs, the attacks, the challenges to our desire for success, to live where we want to live, to pursue our goals, the doubts in our abilities in our workplace, the affronts to our natural beauty. You know what I'm talking about. So many of us women in particular, right? We spend a lot of time and energy trying to suppress or cover up the features that are part of our natural beauty. So we don't need this anymore. We spend a lifetime searching for, what we want and agonizing over what we can't have. And the question is, I think, what's in our hands right now? Nana Akufo-Addo, that's the president of Ghana. And he has made this bold call to Africans throughout the diaspora to return to Africa, to return to Ghana, to reunite with the descendants of our ancestors by launching the Year of the Return in 2019. Look, at this point, it's clear Africans have been fleeing their countries for decades to pursue the American dream or the European dream or the dream of every other country. And there's lots of success stories. They, get degrees from Ivy League schools. They land lucrative jobs at large corporations, get married, raise families, and then make the occasional pilgrimage home. But the brain drain has, to put it lightly, left their countries with a hard way to go. I'm not judging. I'm just saying what I think that the Year of the Return is aiming to address, right? All those brilliant minds, well-educated, financially secure Africans out there in the world, making rich countries richer, making rich people richer, all the while knowing that their countries are largely dependent on foreign aid. Let's face it, who can blame anyone for acting in their own best self-interest? That's what human beings do. Who can blame them, or any immigrant for that matter, who's from a less wealthy country from, choosing a sweet life, a cushy job, reliable income, a pension, and all of the other perks that come with it, even if it means sometimes being treated as second-class citizens. And that's the trade-off. And yet, Africa is still the land of infinite abundance, untapped, life-giving forces, a gargantuan landmass with mountains and rivers and precious minerals in the sun and the oceans and gorgeous people of all heights, shapes, and sizes, and a rich culture, music, art, and things that we like, people who like to celebrate and dance, and people who like good food and big families, and the list really never stops. But they're things that we value, that we hold dear here in the U.S. They're there in Africa. So what about African Americans born and raised in the land of milk and honey? We know the system. We've been here a long time. We've been working in these companies also. Are we not knowledgeable and capable enough to finally cut the cord and build something of our own with the Africans, like the residents of Greenwood, Oklahoma did back when they built their own city with their all self-contained, their own hospital and businesses and doctors and education and churches and libraries. And they were so successful that their jealous neighbors burned their city down back in 1921. So at what point do we realize that we have everything we need to tap into the promise of harmony with our brothers and sisters in the African diaspora? Greenwood and Tulsa, Oklahoma is a testament to the reality that we actually have everything that we need to create this harmony. This harmony, no more fighting, no more running away. Are we at that point now, is reuniting with African Africans in Africa, a way, the way to fulfill our true purpose in life, to serve ourselves and to serve others, to harness the power of our numbers, our experiences, our intellect, our drive, our deep desire to take part in the dance of creation. Yes, that we create something that's ours, that serves us. We've been here for hundreds of years. We know the system. Between African Americans and African Africans, we have enough Ivy League degrees, corporate experience, business degrees, business experience, engineering degrees, technology, skills, and know-how. We can do this. That's not to say we want to replicate the system that's here, because let's face it, it hasn't really served us, but we don't have to. We can do it our way. Like the African Americans who were so successful in Greenwood, that they drove the white folks crazy, so crazy that they decided to just bomb the city and put it into the success. But what more can I say? We have a glorious opportunity. We have an invitation. I know that there are thousands of African Americans like me who want to make the move. I know that there are many who have already made the move. Africa is on the rise, by the way. There are many African countries whose economies have been growing at a steady clip for the past few years, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. And I myself was so consumed by what's going on domestically that I was unaware. We know about like South Africa, we hear about that part of Africa that's north of the Sahara, but mostly what we hear about the rest of Africa is the wars, the disease, the starvation, and Al-Qaeda, and that sort of thing. And we don't really hear, or maybe we don't take the time to pay attention. That's what I have to admit, that I haven't taken the time to really learn that there's a lot more going on, that African leaders are harnessing the power and the strengths of their country, and they're growing. So in my next video, I'm going to share with you what I've learned. Yes, we've had this stagnant perspective of how we think about Africa, but here's our chance at this unique juncture in history to learn more. And so as I've said, this is part of a 5-year plan for me. I want to relocate to Senegal. I am now in the process of doing the research and networking and laying the groundwork, and hopefully within that time frame, packing my bags, as I say, and moving to the motherland, reuniting with my African brothers and sisters. And you're invited to share in how this experience and these plans unfold. So in my next video, I'll be talking with you about what I've learned about African economies. See you then. Signing off for now.